Yo, this is Music is a Day Job brought to you by Qoncert. I'm your host, Sean. I'm also the CEO of Qoncert. Qoncert is an artist accelerator that takes artists from opener to headliners on tour and gives the fans the best in independent live music shows. So one of the things that I want to talk about today is how to get shows the way you have to usually do it versus concert. And that's because I really want to hone this. I really want to, I guess you can say, I really want to push this like heavy so people can understand the differences. And as I've kind of broken it down in the past, but I really want to show the difference in comparison to what you're doing with concert versus what you're doing with uh, um, the old way, or what I call the old way, but it could be the current way for people that don't have concert. So this is why this is crazy, is because you have three ways to get shows: buying a venue, waiting on the promoter, even knowing the promoter, or risking getting paid for a show and the gig scene. So now look at this. When you're buying a venue, what happens is you're looking at taking the expenses on yourself. You're taking on all the expenses. You're going to take on buying the venue. You're going to take on paying the DJ, paying a host if you want. You're going to take on paying for the design, paying for any ads and flyers, etc. And then if you are booking people and paying them, you have that situation. And so you're going to have to figure out how to run the show yourself. You're going to figure out how to book other artists yourself. So now inside that understanding, either you're very good at it, which was luckily what I became when I was coming up in the game, or you're going to hit a lot of walls and you're going to lose a lot of money, because these venues are costing around average 1,500 to like 2,500 for like 300 to 500 cap venues. So you're looking at shelling out a lot of money. Now, if you have money like that, do what you do. If you feel like you can lose money like that, do what you do. But if you're looking for a way to not have to cover that, that's why we say concert, because I'm covering all of that. So then inside of that, I'm putting up the fronting of that. And then this is why we do, of course, how tickets work and minimums then make money and stuff like that. So that's the breakdown of that with how concert is. Um, then you have waiting on a promoter, finding a promoter and waiting on a promoter. Inside that understanding, if you know a promoter, first you have to find the promoters. If you're finding the promoters, you have to network with the promoters and get in good graces with the promoters. They have to like you. So then it's not really if your music is good or if you're dope. It's just basically if the promoter likes you. Then on top of that, you have to wait till they promote something that has a spot for you to do what you do. So then now you're in a space where you have to wait on a promoter for you to start making money in music, which doesn't make sense to me because I'm not waiting on nobody. Like my entire career, I felt like I'm not waiting on somebody else to be the controller of my career. So then if I'm waiting on this promoter to his next show or whatever like that and hoping that he picks me that next time, then I'm not going and getting it myself. I'm not grabbing and getting to the bag myself. So then that didn't make any sense to me. So I never wanted to wait on a promoter to get me there or anything like that. And some people think promoters bring fans. So it's like, just because this promoter has like a encompassed fan base to what their shows are, that doesn't mean none of them are my fans. So then if I think I can turn tons of them over, maybe, but then I have to be in control of my fans myself. The last thing I want to do is hope a promoter brings the fans and he books me, because then what's my career based on? This promoter. My career isn't based on in my own hands. So why would I ever care what a promoter brings to the table or if a promoter is going to put me on? That's why with concert, you get the opportunity to pick slots off tons of shows. And it has nothing to do with whether I like you or anything like that. You just get on because there's open slots on the shows. You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing like there's tons of shows. There's tons of opportunity here. It's not just, hey, this dude, whenever he feels like promoting a rap show or whenever he feels promoting a country show, then the opportunity comes. And then he might not be able to put somebody on it, or he might only have one slot because he feels like this. It's not like that. So it's a totally different type of situation. Then you have the get paid and risk never getting a show again. So then like some people, they'll just get on a show, like have a venue and keep calling and try to get on a show, and then a venue will pay them to come be on the show. But then if they don't do what they're supposed to do, like you don't bring numbers, or you whatever you're supposed to bring, you're supposed to bring either people that drink or bring numbers of people that are buying tickets and stuff like that, and you just never get booked again. So then you're risking every time that if you have a bad night that you may never get risk in a gig situation, because they do those with gigs where they have like, oh, we'll let this person play at this place, but then what we want is that this person brings in people that are going to drink or whatever like that. So they'll pay you to sing for so long, and then you have like they're expecting people to come to drink or people to buy tickets to something or whatever. And then if you don't do that, then you're just never booked again. And if you're relying on those gig slots, it's hard to stay consistent unless you have a natural fan base. Now, that's why I say if you have a natural fan base, then you come here, and then after a minimum, then you start making money. And then you can just constantly do it as much as you want to, because you can move and you can build yourself to headliner, you can build yourself to tour and start getting into other places. So that's the total difference that you want to look at, to be like, hey, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to buy the venue. I don't want to wait on a promoter, and I don't want to risk like losing, you know what I'm saying, not ever getting shows ever again because I didn't have any drinks sold or anything like that. Like, this is how you want to start looking at things, so then you can see the difference and be like, hey, if I go with Qoncert and I start building my show resume and I start moving how I need to move, then I can just get to wherever I want to. And I'm not fronting anything. I'm just getting my fans to invest in my lifestyle and making my fan base grow, and grow, so I can get to the point where I can turn music into a day job. And that's the goal of all of this.